Well, there's a dog that wants to get stung by bees. That's good old Ozzy. And there is the new arrival. I covered this out of a house that was getting prepped for paint. So we're gonna, let's see if I can adjust this camera stand where it won't blow over. It's a little breezy out here today. Well, I guess I could make proper introduction here. Have my helpers, Miss Shannon and Mr. Tyler, who loves getting stung by bees. Had him a close encounter of the buzzy type here just a couple days ago. Okay. Smoker, please. I doubt they got this propolized yet, and I would be wrong. These girls are probably going to be somewhat agitated, but let's see. There we go. Not too shabby so far. Alright, Ozzy, you're going to get stung, dude. Turn our cover off here. Let's see if I was able to recover the queen, because I could not find her during the extraction process. But they've been bringing in pollen for the last week, which is always a good sign. Alright, who wants to keep the smoker going here? Start out here on the outside edge and get this empty frame out of here. The only thing that I had to put them in at the time was a honey super, and they were a fairly small colony, so let's see the smoker. All the rubber bands you see is their own comb with the resources that I gave back to them, because they had a lot of honey. Goodness, look at all that nectar they're bringing in already. Look at that. It is the middle of February, folks, and they've already got half of that frame in a week nectared up. That is a beautiful sight. Here, let me see it. Small hive beetle right there. Let's see if I can get a hold of him and give him a little squish. Bye-bye. Okay, she's not on that frame. Oh. Excuse me. Boy, they are putting in some work. Look at them building that out. Here. Look at all that nectar they're bringing in. I am just astounded by the amount of nectar.
All right, let's see that again.
All that nectar.
All right.
Okay, now these next couple of frames, these 4 frames right here, have their own honeycomb on them. They're foundationless. And if she's in here, this is where I'm going to find her. So what I'm going to do is get my queen clip out. I'm going to set my queen clip right here. That way if I spot her, clipper. I'm also looking for any signs of eggs or larvae for queen cells. That looks like mostly resources. Look how they've attached it. Look at that. See how they've attached all of that I banded in there? They've already got it tied to the frame. I gotta be real careful with these frames because I can't tilt them too much because they're not fully attached. I really, really, really like to find this queen because I'm not sure if I recovered her or not. So far, I'm not seeing any sign of any eggs or larvae yet.
Hey, you're standing right in front of the thing. They're gonna think you're a threat.
Now see, I got a bee right here. Can you get your camera angle in there and look at that little bee that's right down there? Look at his little pollen legs, or her little pollen leg. She just crawled underneath the frame. Okay, go ahead and back up. She's bringing resources in, which is excellent. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have woke up with a backache. This is rough. We're at 65 degrees today here in southern Oklahoma, so pretty decent weather for getting in the hives. A lot of resources, a lot of honey. Still looking for the queen. Not seeing any queen cells yet. Packed on there pretty thick. Try to get some of these ladies so I can get a better look at what they're doing here. Ladies, can I see in there? We have eggs. We have eggs in the bottom. I don't know that I'm going to be able to with the camera that I have. It's just my cell phone, but the little white dots that are down in the middle look like little grains of rice. Those are fresh eggs, which is really exciting, and they're right in the middle, so it's not a laying worker. So now I have to look very diligently at this frame because the queen is laying, so there's a probability that she is on this frame. Oh, that's exciting. I did get the queen.
Where?
No, I don't see her yet. I'm saying that when I recovered this hive, I was able to recover the queen. Because there was no eggs or larvae when I did the recovery. Let's take a look at the other side here. Oh, that is so exciting. Let's see if she's over here. Keep this right over the box just in case she was to fall off. So fall back into the hive. Well, you'll know if I see her because I'm going to clip her and cage her up. Aren't they nice and calm?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Not bad for a recovered hive out of the eave of a house. I really didn't want to have these frames out this long. I really would like to find her so I can mark her. I am not seeing her on this frame. She's not on this frame. I'm taking a nice long look. I would be able to spot her by now. Okay, we're going to move to the next frame. I'm going to check all of the frames that have anything on them. Excuse me, ladies. It's a nice resource frame here. any evidence of brood or eggs. I don't see her on that side. They have uncapped a lot of their resources. Big mama. She could very well be a wall walker in there too. Alright, slide that back in there. Folks, I'm also doing an evaluation of their resources in comparison to how they was when I first put them in here to see what they've, because there's a lot of uncappings in the bottom. That's all nice honey that, look how they've solidified that and brought it all back together. Okay, I'm not seeing, it looks to me like she's just started laying on that first frame, the first banded frame, because I'm not seeing no eggs in any of these. Really like to find her. All these other ones are used frames that I actually reused from a dead out that I had last year. They haven't even started working these yet. A little bit. They've been cleaning them up. Okay. Well. Oh. Excuse me there, young lady. Come on, get out of there. Well, I really wanted to find her. Look at all these bees looking at me. They're all watching me. They're saying, "What you doing?" The eggs that I seen, was they on this very first one?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take one more look at that, and then we're gonna close it up because I don't want to be in here for too long. And she may be jumping frames on me when I go to pick them up.
Can you see it?
Yes, it was on this side right here. All right, back up. You're in my sunlight. Thank you. No, they're all right. They're all right. The more, when they're nice and calm like this, you don't want to hit them with a bunch of smoke because it'll actually excite them more. Right now they're just worried about working. I'm just really happy to see, yeah, there's eggs all the way up here at the top of this frame. Well, we'll know when I do an inspection next week if I have some capped brood started. Oh, there's some pollen pants right there. You see them? See this little lady with the little yellow sacks on her legs?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's working the pollen.
Hey, look, there's another pollen pants right there. Right down in there.
I would think that she would be on this frame right here.
See, look, pollen pants, pollen pants.
Oh, there's another one.
See that? They're really good at running
Right
away
there.
from you. Queens are. I'm also looking at their wings, guys, to make sure I don't have no deformed wings, because that is an indication of a mite infestation. Really wanted to mark this queen, but that's okay. We're going to be grafting queens pretty soon, and high probability everybody's going to be getting a new queen this year. So we're just going to go ahead and close these ladies up and let them continue to do the exceptional bee work that they're doing. Excuse me. Coming through. I love how they're building this out. They're working this so well. They're actually building it out a little bit more than I would like for them to, because it's encroaching on this next one over here. But these ladies will be going into a bigger box excuse me. See, I gotta be real careful when I'm sliding my frames and whatnot, because eggs in there means there's a queen in there, and I do not want to smash her. I'm gonna go ahead and close these ladies up, because she could be on the wall. And the resources still look good. I'm gonna start feeding liquid feed here next week. So we're gonna go ahead and close this one up and leave these ladies to keep growing. Pretty nice colony for a couple hours of work. It's a pain in the butt to get out. Excuse me, girls.
No quit.
Okay. Now this next hive, this is my largest and strongest hive. I've got insulation on this. I'm going to take off.
Seen some pollen pants.
There's a whole bunch of it. This hive is very strong. Very, very strong. But we had single digit temperatures not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago actually. So I insulated the north side of the hives. Try to help assist the girls along. I have not opened this hive since around October. Oh, that was not good. That'll get them agitated. Oh. Trying to do too much with stuff in my hands here. Okay, and once again, we are going to try to find the queen. I do not. This should have last year's marked queen in this colony. I bought a queen. This year I'm going to make my own. There you go. Okay, let's take a look at their candy board that we made. Oh yeah, they've been working that candy board pretty good. Look at that. They got the whole center of it ate out. Love it. Alright, I'm going to grab this smoker from you. Good puff of smoke. Not bad. They did not consume near as much as I figured that they would. So what I'm going to do is lay this lid down. We're going to lay this candy board down here. And let those ladies keep consuming. Okay. This is a very healthy colony, and they're liable to be pretty defensive, so.
Yes, absolutely.
Get that frame right there out. Okay, let's see how they've been doing with the winter stores.
Wish this wasn't in my way. I could show you
Let's
good.
see this. Try to keep everybody as calm as possible. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at all that honey.
Yes. All right. Excuse me, ladies. Excuse me, ladies. Coming in.
Look at that. Look at all the honey that they have produced. That is last fall's honey, everyone. It is so nice to see that kind of resources still in the hive in the middle of February. That is phenomenal. This is an A team of a hive. This hive is actually going to get split into 3 to 4 separate hives. Here you go. I'm just going to have you hold on to that. More than likely, this entire top box is going to be all resources. So I'm very likely not going to find a queen up here. Packing in some honey. Not seeing no eggs there. Sunlight's making it hard to see.
Look at all them ladies, guys.
No brood. Okay, this next frame, I can tell you already that there is brood on this next frame because I've already seen it. I'm gonna go ahead and give them.
Dog's getting eat up by them.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get these girls nice and calm. We're going to check out this frame that has some brood on it and see if my queen is present here. Look, at this time of year, it would not surprise me if she's in the upper box because of the clustering. Oh yeah, look at all that larvae. Can you see it in there? You see all the larvae, capped brood? Yes, this queen is working. She is working. Let's see if I can find her. Do not want to leave this frame out for too long. She should be a marked Italian queen from Texas Bee Supply. Oh my goodness, look at the brood pattern. Yes, this is going to be a fabulous hive to graft from. I don't see her on this frame. I could be overlooking her, folks, but I do not want to risk chilled brood because those are
I'm
my.
gonna walk for just a second.
Those are my bees of summer.
I'm gonna calm down just for a little bit. They're all
Summer
over
genetics. All right, let's see
me.
this.
Put you guys right here.
And I do not want to risk chilled brood. Comes to marking unmarked queens, that can be done next month when it is warmer outside. Oh, look at the pollen frame. Look at eggs. This thing is fully laid in eggs. We've got some drone brood here, which is a great sign. Really wanting to see this queen. See how that cap right there is bubbled out a little bit. See how the little white larvae in there? Those are little baby bees. And down in these cells right here, we have eggs. I want to find the queen so I can show you what we're looking for with queens. See all the little white grains of rice looking things in there? Down in the bottoms of the cells. I'll set this side down so you can point them out. Right down in the bottom of those, there's itty bitty little white grains of rice. Those are eggs.
Show that again. Get that. There we go.
Now let's see if we can find this superstar queen. These are the kinds of frames that she will be on.
Such a strong colony, you guys.
I'm gonna move these out of the way a little bit here, see if they're covering the queen. No, they are not. Okay, we're gonna get that back in there. We've been out long enough. It's got brood on it.
Pollen pants, yep.
Really would like to find her so I could.
Hey, don't move, Mom. Don't move. Don't move. I'm gonna show everybody. Little pollen pants right there. See if we can't get focused on it. Right there. Little pollen pants.
This is the honey frame. I can feel it. Oh yes, look at the resources on that. Look at all those resources. Pollen pants crawling up the side right there. Wonderful foragers. Okay.
Wonderful.
So now what I am going to do.
We're getting attacked by the bee.
Little dummy over there. Little dummy.
Close this box up and we're going to go to the bottom box. Because here in very short, make this nice and easy.
All right.
Open this frame back in, and I'm going to split these boxes. The guard bees are kind of telling me what they think about the happenings here. Let me see your smoker. I'm going to set this box right on top of, oh yeah. Yes, they've got her sealed up good. Okay. We're going to set this right over here.
Colony.
All right, can I see the smoker for a moment? Let's get these girls moved down. Get everybody calmed down.
Alrighty, alrighty.
All right.
Work with it.
Oh man, they've got this stuff propolized in here so thick.
People can't see them.
These are better comb frames, which is man-made comb. I've had mixed results. It seems to me that they will use it if they have to. Oh, they're propolized in there so much. Oh, my goodness. Okay, there we go. Excuse me, ladies. As I suspected, they're not really doing anything with this. They're just kind of, well, they got some honey resource in here. Got a little bit of food in there. Not much else going on those frames. Okay. Excuse me, girls. I know I haven't been in here to see you in quite a while. Hiya, everybody. If I remember right, I had some wonky comb in some of this when I initially split this hive last year. Nice resource frame here. No eggs.
I'm gonna get that. Look at that pollen pants right there.
Mm-hmm.
Pollen pants.
Okay, not much else to speak of. Just some honey stores. Oh yeah, this next frame is a wonky comb frame. It'll be coming out of this hive. And I see the smoker for a minute. See if I can get this party to go down south just a hair. Excuse me, ladies. Yes, I love the genetics of these bees. That's why I'm going to graft from this particular gene pool, because their temperament is pretty wonderful.
Pants on those, everybody.
This was originally a 5-frame nucleus that I bought last year, and it has turned from last year till now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's called wonky comb. Okay,
Wonky
we'll
comb,
be getting
everybody.
rid of this frame right here. I'll shake everybody off of this, and I'll scrape all that off and then give it back to them. I'm not going to do it when the temperatures are like they are right now. What's really surprising me is I have not seen a single queen cell, and this is a pretty full hive. But that's good, because that means I will beat the swarm and get them split before I have to worry about that. Let's see. Yeah, that's an old frame. Look at all that old comb. They're just using it to pack away pollen. Yeah, the queen has not been doing anything in this lower box, which does not come as a surprise, because we are just coming out of winter. But she's pretty busy in the upper brood box. I say that, but that's just so far. We're going to check a couple more frames here before we close them up.
I think I just had a baby bee on me. I don't know if it was a baby bee or not, but.
Yep, same thing. They're just using these for resource. Great resources in the upper box, but yeah, they pretty much consume most of the lower resource before they. Oh, look at all that bee bread. You can see the bee bread down in there because it kind of glistens a little bit. Down in these cells right through here, not the yellow, but next to it. It's where they're making bee bread to feed the larvae. It's pretty neat. Okay, what do we got next here? Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and call that right there, because that's the middle, and it's going to be about the same. Moving outward. Excuse me, ladies. Let's slide these frames together if you don't mind. This was the parent hive, my original hive that I started with the 5-frame nucleus last year, that I split last summer and made 2 hives out of it. We will be getting into the split part of the hive next. Okay, I'm going to set the box back up there. She is most definitely up here somewhere. Okay, let's see your smoker for a minute. I'm going to run these girls back down so I don't smash anybody when I put the candy board back on. They're being a little stubborn about moving. I'm going to go ahead and give them their candy board back for the time being until I get some 1-to-1 mixed up. We still have some pretty cool nights coming. Alright, well, I'm 0 for 2 on finding my queens, but the nighttime temperatures kind of got me a little nervous about looking around too long and chilling the brood. Okay, so now we move on over to this split hive from that donor hive that we was just in. They've been very active, bringing in pollen and not robbing out the new hive, so that was great. Check their candy board resources and see how they fared through the winter. Well, they've definitely been munching away at it. That was about an inch and a quarter thick, as you can see from the entryway over here. So feed your bees, people, feed your bees. It helps them all the way through the winter. Don't really want to disturb these bees that are up this too too bad. And I'm going to open this. I'm going to smoke them pretty good. This has my original queen in it. When I split, I moved her with the hive to mimic a swarm. So let's see how she's faring. She's one of last year's queens. Let's see at that. Yeah, they've actually started building comb up inside. Yes, this hive is full. This is a full hive. This hive will probably, let me see what we got going on here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I will probably split this hive also. But I may not split this hive until midsummer. I'm going to use these girls for honey production. Get this empty frame out of here. We started building this side out, so that's good. Some summer prepping for the spring flow. Hopefully this year we don't have all the rain we had last year. It was kind of murderous. Right, let's see what we have going on here. No eggs, which does not surprise me. And it's more towards the outside, just resources. Got some honey right there. I'd like to see these girls with a little bit more resources, so I'm gonna hope that we have some more towards the other end of the box. All right, let me see our smoker here. They're a lot more calm than they was when I did my fall inspection. Just because we had such a lack of flow, they were pretty defensive. I've got a little wonky comb there. They should have a marked queen. Let's see. Sign of brood or eggs. Yet, but they have been bringing in, I've been watching them at their entrance, and they've been bringing in quite a bit of pollen. Let's brood here on this next. A bit windy out here today. Folks, these next two hives that I'm going to get into, they're wild hives that I recovered during the summer last year. They're definitely going to be requeened. Okay. Nothing of note on this side. Let's see. We have resources. I'm not seeing no queen cups on anything. No procedure cells or anything. A little early in the season to make the call. So far, through those frames, we don't have a very productive queen in this colony. I've yet to find any brood, which isn't the end of the world this time of year. She could be getting ready. That very first colony, when I recovered it last week, there was no brood. No
Oh, look,
larvae,
we have red pollen pants.
no nothing, and then she just started laying when she got here. Okay, looky here. Look at all that brood. That is all brood and larvae. Okay, so this queen is putting in the work.
Okay, look, you'll see that red.
Look, this side right here, that's all kept brood and larvae. And let's see. My pretty queen should be on this frame or the next frame. Let's see if I can spot her here. Still looking for eggs. Yes, I've got eggs. Okay. Let's see if I can spot her. Come on, Big Mama, where are you at? This is exactly the kind of frame that she is going to be on.
I don't see him there.
If this is my original queen, she'll have a pretty long abdomen that is pretty much tan. It doesn't have any color. And if I recall, she is not a marked queen. She actually came from a beekeeper in Gainesville, Texas, where this hive originated. Let's see what we got going on right underneath these ladies. Ah, we have some drone brood. Look at that. See how these cells are sticking out? See how they're taller than the rest of them? Yeah, they bubble out. Those are drone larvae, which means they are getting ready for the spring season to get here. Come on, my lady, where are you at? Such good demeanor in these Italian genetics. Folks, you'll see the difference here when I get into this next box. I don't know what the genetics are in the next box because they're a recovered hive. I'm not seeing the queen on this frame. That doesn't mean that she's not here. I'm just not seeing her. Sometimes they can be elusive. Sometimes you pull one frame out and there she is waving at you. But I know she's in here because, well, you've seen all that brood. She is definitely in here. But this is where I got to be very careful to make sure that I don't roll or smash her because she is producing young. And this time of year, you almost cannot find a queen. And there's no drones flying yet. Bree, look at the red pollen pants right there. That's pretty neat. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here. Looks like resources. I'll do a quick scope over and make sure that queen didn't jump over onto this frame. Come on, ladybug, where you at? She's been on this frame because I got a few eggs on here.
That's pretty cool. You got red pollen pants right there.
Yep, they got to get that pollen stocked up in here so they can make the bee bread to feed all that larvae that's going to be hatching. All that cat brood that we looked at just a little while ago will be the bees of summer orientation. These bees right here are winter orientation bees. These bees will live for, 3+ months Whereas the bees that are going to be born in the next 2 months are all 6 weeks or so. Okay, I'm going to just take a peek at that next one down. I don't see too much going on down there. I could just put stacking in resources. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get her closed up so that we don't let that brood get too chilled. It's pretty warm out here though. It's not too bad. Well, this is the part that I really hate when I can't find my queen, because I have to push all these together and try to make sure that there's no ladies in between the frames as I'm pushing them together, because, well, that could be the queen. You just don't never know. As long as the frames are touching, you're not hurting anything. But it's when they make contact on the edge right here and right here is where you really got to watch so that you don't smash a queen in there. Like, I got a little bit of a gap, but this box is a little wide. Because I got this feeder in here and I only ran 8 frames in here instead of 9, because I can fit 9 frames with these feeders, and I just leave my feeders in over the winter. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and close this one up. Now, when mid-March to April gets here, I will shake all the bees to find the queen if I can't find them with a general inspection. Because I have to make nursery. I have to make some nursery hives out of these hives. Okay, now this hive here, this hive and the next hive, come on.
And these are the wild hives.
Yes, these are wild hives that I recovered out of water meters. And they were pretty testy last fall. But so far, I'm fairly pleased with what I've found so far. Found eggs and brood, and oh, these girls have decimated the candy bowl. Wow, look at that. That is so nice to see. That just tells you that your efforts are not in vain. It does help your bees. This was a pretty healthy colony to start with.
Oh man, yeah, they.
Oh yeah, they gave her the old what fours there. They're consuming it pretty well. You know, anything that they don't eat over the next couple of weeks, I could probably still get 2 or 3 weeks out of that board right there. I can use all that to make 1-to-1 syrup out of it. Okay, let me see this. Because these girls were a touch aggressive last year. But they had just been relocated. Most of this is their original comb that came out of the water meters. I did give them some frames to try to build out on. The fact they made it through winter is great, because this was the smallest colony that I had. And I was somewhat worried they wasn't going to make it.
You got bees all over you, Mom.
Nah, she don't. Oh, my back is freaking killing me. okay with the extra stuff. Okay. Now this is going to be interesting to see how they cross comb some of this. Haven't done anything with that one. I'm just going to sit this out of the way. Let me see your smoke. If they start getting around you too much, just back away.
You can sit there and run if you'd like.
A lot of propolis. A lot of propolis. Nice honey frame. Putting some resources in. Good resource frame. Now the downside of leaning down here like I am is the carbon dioxide that I am expelling while I'm talking is a target. They target in on carbon dioxide. That's why bees, when they get aggressive, want to attack your face. Oh, not as smooth as I wanted it to go, but it's okay. Resources, resources. No eggs. Resources, resources. No eggs to brood. They were queen right at the end of the fall last year. I do know that. Because I actually caged their queen on my last inspection.
They're all.
Just go ahead and back up. Just back up by the garden. That's all you gotta do. Okay, I broke a little honey open on this one. Got band snapping. Okay, we have brood and larva. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, we got some overwintered drones in here too. Believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, beehives do overwinter some drones for their body heat. They just let them get all nice and fat and be consumers all winter. Trying to spot that queen for you because I was able to spot her pretty easy the last time I was in here. She's definitely in here because she's been laying. She's got larvae and eggs. There's eggs. These eggs are a lot easier to see. Can you see them? Let's see if I can point these out. Right in these cells right here, you see the little grains of rice that look like little grains of rice down in there, laying down sideways. Especially right here. It's kind of odd to see one like that right there because that is so shallow, but she's got an egg in there. Trying to find a queen so I can show Shannon because she hasn't seen
Look
a
at
hive
right
queen.
there.
Okay, you see these?
Oh, man.
This is a queen cell. That's the first queen cup that I've seen. You see this one right here? That's a queen cup. I'm going to break that open. It is not charged, which means there's no royal jelly, no egg in there. That one actually does have an egg in it. And this one has an egg in it. So These girls might be trying to produce themselves
All right.
their own queen. Let's take a look at the next one here. Let's have us a look-see here. See what we got. Oh, eggs, eggs, eggs for days. Oh yes, this queen has been very busy. They have a lot of drone brood. I'm actually quite surprised by the amount of drone brood that's in here. Let's see if I can find this queen. It's not a laying worker because there's one egg in each cell. I figure you're doing something and you got an itch on your leg inside your bee suit. No queen cups. On this frame. Tyler, have you spotted eggs yet? Now see that's kind of a coinky dink. There's 2 eggs in that cell right there. But all the other cells are, oh wait a minute. It's almost like they have that queen, she's a little off her game. There's quite a few cells that have 2 eggs in them. That's usually a sign of laying workers, but they're right in the middle of the bottom. Usually a laying worker can't reach the middle of the bottom. You okay?
They want me dead.
They're swarming all over me.
You just don't have to stay all the way out here. Oh yes, look at that. Nice. Nice. Yes, it's a wild hive. They're not real happy with me being in here, but I have to do these inspections. I have to see where I'm at to know where we're going. So my evaluation here is this hive has a queen. It's almost like she's a fairly new queen. That's what doesn't make no sense to me, because we're just coming out of winter. A lot of double eggs, but a lot of single eggs, and they're all right in the center. So we're just going to see how this hive progresses along over the next month or two.
I gotta back up.
Okay. You're fine. This hive is definitely going to get requeened because, well, this was a wild hive and they were a little more aggressive than I wanted last year. So we're going to take care of that problem by giving them a grafted queen off of my Italian hives. I'm going to give their resources back. Potato bug, you don't want to be in there. So we're going to close these girls up and move to the last hive. All right. Hello, folks. All right, this hive was the last hive that I recovered last year. This came out of a water meter out in Ringling, Oklahoma. It was a pretty good size hive. It's not the smoothest recovery, but I was able to recover their queen. And they were pretty aggressive. Not so much by the end of summer. But they've been bringing in a lot of pollen over the last couple of weeks. Pretty strong hive. They seem to have overwintered well. So let's see how they're faring. We were in our dearth last year and tried to do an inspection. You open that top and they just come shooting out of there. They were very protective over their stores. And once again, I returned their resources back to them that I was able to recover. Only looking down there. Not too bad. Oh, a little mud spot right there. Pretty good rain yesterday. Okay. Once again, this hive's going to look about like the other hive. Just really hoping to find a little bit more brood that's not so much drone brood. That last hive had a lot of drone brood in it. I know that you want to see some drone brood. I just don't know that I like seeing that much this early. Take this frame out. See it right over here. Put that one back in. This is a frame of comb that I actually was donated by one of my other hives that I put in here last fall to give these girls a little bit more room to work. Okay, that looks like a resource frame. They're using that for, oh, there's a hive beetle. Haven't seen too many of those, so that's good. They still have a whole nother side here they aren't really doing anything with yet, but we are just coming out of winter. Okay, where's my smoker at? We're gonna give these girls some smoke. Got me some dart bees bouncing off of me. Quell that violence a little bit, folks. Okay. Once again, this is no foundation frames. These are just their honeycombs that was removed when I recovered this hive. So I'm going to try to do this as gracefully as I can and not tear too much stuff up. Make them too upset with me. Nice and easy. Okay. Pretty nice brood pattern there. Yeah, pretty decent brood. Yep, we got a fair amount of brood. You know, all the cells got a lot of eggs in them. Let's see if we can spot her queen here. It's a good frame for her to be on. Don't see her on this side. Same thing on this side. Pretty good brood pattern. She's getting her filled out. We got larvae all the way down to the bottom. She's back filling everywhere that they've taken resource out. She's going right behind them and laying eggs. So that is excellent. So just keep doing that. Get all my bees, all my larvae laid for my summer orientation bees, and we will requeen this colony also. I want to requeen all of these colonies with this year's, a queen from this year after their mating flights, so they have their best chance of success. I think I have 2 colonies that I'll probably just leave their queens for one more season because they're only on their 2nd season. This is a little tricky to do because they have cross comb in here. I'm trying to do the least amount of damage to their comb as I can. But they've got them all tied together pretty well. So I've got to kind of try to get down in there and separate them without all that honey on the end of that, on the end of my hive tool there. Okay, let's see what we have here. More of the same, more brood. Resources in the corner. You can see where I pop some caps open with honey because they are instantly on it, getting it cleaned up. All right, let me in the sun. I'm trying to find this queen. I want to show your mama the queen. She's really wanting to see a queen.
Well, we can find one.
I don't want to speak to you.
Well, why are you out here with no bee suit on?
Let's see. This one. She's probably.
There's the larvae right there.
Mm-hmm.
Them little, like, rice greens right
Yep,
there.
they're in the process of capping those off. Okay, I'm going to slide that back down in there.
Do we got one more we can look at?
Yep.
All right.
Let's see, excuse me, ladies. Put that down so I don't accidentally squish somebody. Excuse me, girls. They're not wanting to give me any room. Oh no. Hold on. I've got a bit of a mess going on way down here. Ay, ay, ay. Really didn't want to do that. Well, thankfully it's honey stores. That's not larvae. You'll see what I mean when I bring this up. That's where they had cross comb.
Oh.
Thankfully it's resource. Look at this side. This is some of their own comb.
Hit up here. All the ladies.
Alright, there's eggs all down in these right here. All down in those. You can see all the eggs in there.
All right, ladies.
Stick this back up like that.
Look at that wonderful, pretty color. Pretty color.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta.
All right.
We will systematically get these combs right here switched out. What I'll do is.
Sorry for the camera movement. Just adjust your microphones.
What we'll end up doing here is I will shake these bees out into another brood box on the bottom that has foundation with waxed frames. And I will put a queen excluder on top of that, shake all these bees down into that other box, put the queen excluder on so they can get these resources and phase these out of the hive so that I have foundations on everything, because I can't spin any of these. And that's what you run into is you start damaging their hives when their comb when you're trying to do an inspection. Smoker. Get them girls out of that gap so I can close these up. I try really hard to not kill any of the bees, because a smashed bee excites all the other bees, and then they really get angry. I had all my tools and stuff set up to do some queen marking, but they're elusive, and it's still a little bit cool out here to keep these brood frames out of the hive for too long, because, well, they're actively getting the spring bees ready to be born. I'm sorry, little girl, are you okay? I didn't mean to. She kind of came out of nowhere. But I'll be filling all these up with 1-to-1 here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Freezing temperatures. But all in all, not a bad inspection.
Look at that right there.
Covered in honey.
Yep.
Not a bad inspection at all. Now I'm going to shake all these girls off of here so I don't smash them on the edge.
We got a down bee, y'all. Down
Yep.
bee.
Always going to have a few casualties, but, well, there's inspection number 1 for 2026. I'll keep y'all updated.